crane. Spencer is out meeting the crane. He just called me. He said this one is massive compared to the last one, so that's a good sign. We can't wait. I think I can hear him coming right now. Welcome back, guys. So as you guys know, we didn't have the best of luck getting our containers moved last week. So we have all that rescheduled for this coming next week. And what the plan was to get the containers moved and then to begin working on repairing the rust. Well, we don't want to waste the entire weekend, so we're going to start fixing the rust now, and we're going to show you guys that whole process.
All right, as you guys can see, we got a little bit of rust here on the top of the containers. This spot actually is probably the worst on both containers, and it doesn't look like it actually poked through. So we're going to go ahead and grind it down with this wire wheel. We're going to then clean it with soap and water, and then once that dries, we have a heavy rust primer. It's meant for heavy rust and iron and whatnot. So we're going to paint that down. It's an oil based, and then once we get that all primed, let it sit for about a day. Come back, check it, see if it needs another coat. If it doesn't, then we'll go ahead and paint it. We have some paint. It's an oil-based paint. We had it matched with a little chip. Hopefully it's pretty damn close. We don't care if it's exactly perfect because we actually like the rustic look of the shipping containers, so we don't care if it's perfect, but we do want it to be relatively close.
Okay.
He does not like us up here. He has to be with us at all times.
So if you hear terrifying screams,
Screeches.
I can't help but be near this tree and just feel like there's a snake right next to me.
I don't know why you'd ever think that.
I know. Gigantic snake in the tree where I was swinging next to.
It's not poisonous.
I don't care. Yeah, we literally had one slither right in front of us when we were driving through the property, and we saw another one in town. They're literally everywhere. I don't understand how everyone just lives life and is normal and isn't freaking out all the damn time. Anyway.
A little dramatic.
I'm okay, buddy. I'll come down in a little bit and I'll play with you. You keep barking and I can hear it on the video. There. This is roughly what it looked like in the beginning, but even worse because this corner over on the right was definitely the worst spot, I would say, on the container for rust. And that is after Spencer grinded it all down. It's nice and smooth now. And now we're gonna wash it and then we can prime it. We are going to rinse it.
And remember, we don't have running water at the moment, so that's why we're using a pitcher.
Alright, welcome back to another episode of Uncontained Painting. Glad you can join us today. The painting we are working on today is splendid, and I think you'll enjoy it. Here's a list of the colors we'll be using today. First, let me tell you about our canvas. It's a 40-foot by 8-foot high cube shipping container, but you can really use any size shipping container you'd like. This rusty metal red is really one of my favorite colors. colors. It spreads so easy. Oh yeah, that's nice. It's quite glorious.
And boom, the after. So obviously we need to let all this primer dry, and then we're probably gonna do an additional coat, and then we have some green paint that is the closest thing we could get to the color of this.
Well, they paint matched it, so it should be pretty damn close.
Yeah, so hopefully it all blends in. If it's not perfect, that's okay. Only like 200 more spots to go. All right, the time has come. We are going to try this again. Again, Spencer is out meeting the crane. He just called me. He said this one is massive compared to the last one, so that's a good sign. So we can't wait. I think I can hear him coming right now. Spencer's like a little kid waiting on a school bus, but it's a crane. Check it out, guys. The moment you've been waiting for. Ta-da! What do you think, Spencer? Are you happy?
Yeah, it looks really good.
When he was moving the first container, I started crying.
I know, I'm like, why are you recording?
I know. I was sitting there crying, just trying to keep it together, you know, like be cool. And he's like, why are you filming this container being moved? And I was like, I can't. I was like, oh, crap. It's so weird seeing them off the ground. It looks so cool.
Perfect.
He's making sure that everything looks perfect. It's so weird not having him sitting on the ground over there. Having that big open space. Perfect? It's perfect! Alright, so now that the containers are finally up on our foundation that we made, we figured we'd walk around and give you guys a little bit of a better idea of what exactly we're going to be doing to them. But before that, we wanted to just give you guys an idea of how big the house is going to be. So the containers are 8 feet wide, 40 feet long, and they're actually the high cube containers, so they're 9.5 feet tall. So each container is 320 square feet. So they're both 640 square feet, plus we have an additional area in the center that you can see now that's 5 feet, and it's only 36 feet long. So the house is going to be a grand total of 820 square feet. And we also plan on doing like a gigantic deck out back for just the house. It'll be 820 square feet, so let's show you guys what we're going to be doing. We plan on making some nice steps right here with like a little front porch area, just small because the back one's gonna be our big porch. But here, this is where our front door is going to be. It's so weird seeing the containers up here now because we've talked about this center section for so long. So now that you can actually see exactly how big it's going to be, it's really cool. And one of our favorite things about the containers is the doors. I mean, they are so cool, they're awesome. And we wanted them both on this side so that when you come into the house, I mean, you see them right away. There's no mistaking that they're containers. We think it gives it a lot of character and we really like them. And also the reason why we put each container in this spot that we did was because the inner parts definitely have the worst rust. So we'll show you guys that really quick. So obviously we're going to have our water catchment, our rainwater catchment roof, which will be hanging over some, but as far as the front of the containers go, there's going to be a good amount of windows on this side. And then once you come this way, this is where we're planning on having our water tanks. So we tried to strategically, you know, place these because obviously we're going to be doing huge cutouts here. So, you know, this is just less rust that we have to repair immediately, which is awesome because this is definitely the worst on either sides of the containers.
Yeah, it has the most amount of rust, excuse me.
Yeah.
This one's actually really good. It's got a little bang. It's been beat up a little bit, but it's in great condition.
Yeah, this one's really good. Obviously, if we didn't have to cut this wall up, I mean, that'd be awesome. But if we want both the container, like the sets of container doors on that side, it just had to be this way.
Yeah,
if we would have swapped them, this would have been our back porch. So yeah, we want this house to be so bright and clean and airy. So one of the things that I'm really excited about is, you know how we're doing our front door over here in this center section of the 5 feet? Well, then back here, this end will be like our bathroom, our master bedroom, and we're planning on having a back door right here. So you can literally see from one end of the house to the other if we have our bedroom door open. So just something else we wanted to address that we've been getting a lot of questions about is why exactly we've done the post foundation as opposed to just, you know, having it on the ground and doing a concrete slab foundation. And first of all, the concrete slab foundation would have been exponentially more expensive. I mean, the amount of concrete obviously would have been way more. So that's part of the reason why. And also because now we can get up under there and do the insulation because this house is going to be very efficient. Plus all of our plumbing will actually be on the bottom of the container in the other side. So, and that way if any repairs need to be done on the plumbing or whatever, Spencer can just get right under there and fix it himself. So yeah, the insulation, the plumbing were two of the biggest things, but also we just love the look. I know we've seen other container homes done before, and that's part of the reason why we just fell in love with this floating look. And then this is going to be the back side, obviously, where we plan on having a huge porch one day. And another benefit of having the containers up on the posts like we did was because it's going to end up protecting the bottom of the container more, where if it were literally just sat on the ground, I mean, it's more susceptible to having water, sitting water being attached to it, critters, all that good stuff. So it's just going to help the longevity of the containers and hopefully make our home last a little bit longer.
And this will be our view from our kitchen. Now, only if we fix up that dock. That looks kind of an eyesore.
Yeah, we never mentioned this, but that dock broke when we were on it. I jumped on Spencer's back and the dock just broke. It collapsed. Only one of my feet fell in the water, so it was fine.